What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for May 11th through May 17th, 2023. The current price ride for this week is the Bravado Verlier. This vehicle is primarily based on the TVR Cigaris mixed with the Wiseman GTMF and has a normal price of just under $700,000. To get this car for free, you have to place top 5 in a street series race for 3 days in a row. In terms of performance, this car is in the sports class and it's pretty average, being around the pace of the Comet Retro and the Carbon Air in terms of track performance. However, it does have a fantastic exhaust note and a very unique design as well. I personally like the car a lot. In terms of the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Entity MT, the Jester Classic, and the VSTR as well. And for current gen console users, we have the HSW Brioso RA as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Now, in terms of a casino podium vehicle, we have the GB200. This vehicle is primarily based on the Ford RS200 and has a normal price of $940,000. Now, in terms of performance, this vehicle is in the sports class and sits around the pace of the Tropos and the Kuruma, so it's not all that quick, but it's still a fantastic looking car with tons of detail and great customization as well. However, I do want to mention that it does have the slow handling flags, which does impact this driving experience quite a bit, which is a real shame because I really do like the GB200 a lot. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, for luxury autos we have the Champion and the Virtue, and for Simians we have the Moonbeam, the Tahoma, the Virgo Classic, the Locust, and the Faction as well. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we unfortunately don't have any property discounts this week, which honestly I think is pretty disappointing, and I'm really surprised we didn't get any this week. Usually we do. They could have at least maybe given us the Acid Lab equipment upgrade on sale or something, anything, but nope, nothing on sale this week in regards to any property or any business. So anyways, moving on to vehicle discounts, we have 30% off the Torero XO. So this car is in the supercar class, and in terms of performance, it makes it into top 10 for most tracks. It has very similar performance to the regular Ignis, but with a higher top speed. Plus, the design of it is pretty awesome, being based on the 2022 Lamborghini Countach. Next up, we have 30% off the Locust. This car is in the sports class, and by looking at it, you'd probably assume it'd be a really good handling sports car with impressive lap times, incredible cornering capability because it's literally based on a track car, but unfortunately it handles like a normal sports car and really isn't all that quick around a track, having pretty average performance unfortunately. Plus the design I'm not too fond of. I think it's okay, but I think there's just a lot better cars out there for the money. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 30% off the Tahoma Coupe. So this car is in the muscle car class and isn't very quick, being around the pace of some of the older OG muscle cars like the Phoenix and the regular Gauntlet. Plus the customization is okay, but it's not anything crazy impressive, especially considering this car released fairly recently. I'm sure most of the community agrees this car desperately needs a Benny's custom variant, but I guess we'll see what happens in the upcoming summer DLC. And lastly, we have 30% off the Draugr. So this vehicle is in the off-roads class and is the current king of that class by a pretty substantial margin. However, remember that the BF400 is also very competitive, so that's definitely something to consider. In terms of unlocks, they are continuing from the last 2 weeks. However, this is the last week to get these items if you haven't already. So I'm going to go over them one last time for those of you who haven't completed them yet. So if you complete the Last Dose Mission 1 on hard mode, you'll receive the Pink and Lime SC Coin Wrap Glasses. If you complete the Last Dose Mission 2 on hard mode, you'll get the classic DS Tiger Embroidered Designer Jeans. If you complete the Last Dose Mission 4 on hard mode, you'll get the black VDG cardigan and wide designer jeans. And lastly, if you complete all the Last Dose missions on hard mode, you'll unlock this new camo for the Micro SMG. In terms of double money, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode deadline. This one is a ton of fun to do with friends, one of my favorites for sure, and it makes for some really intense and funny moments. Also, we have 1.5 times money NRP on Acid Lab sale missions, which can earn some pretty good money this week, so definitely make sure you have your supplies full while you're doing other activities in game, whether that's Kaio or whatever else you're doing. However, I really wish they would have made this double money like they've done in the past. I feel like 1.5 times is just getting really annoying. Rockstar keeps doing that with all the businesses lately. I'm not sure why. Just do double money, Rockstar. I mean, what's the big deal? I don't get it. But anyways, there's also double supplies on Acid Lab restock missions. However, as always, it's not really worth doing these. You're always better off buying the supplies and doing something else to get that money back. And lastly, we have the time trials. This week's RC Bandito time trial is Little Soul Park. This week's normal time trial is Great Ocean Highway. I highly recommend a vehicle with a high top speed for that one. In terms of the premium race for this week, we have the Supercar Race Senora Freeway. I highly recommend Arvida Vest 8, Emerus, Krieger, or LM87 for that race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Devest 8 or the HSW Weaponized Ignis. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is Textile City. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag will be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, there's only 4 this week, but if I had to pick one, I would probably go with the Draugr. It's very useful for racing as it's one of the best for the off-roads class alongside the BF400. The Draugr basically takes the best from the trophy truck and the Camacho and kind of combines it into one vehicle. It's just an absolute beast, very quick, very off-road capable, and I highly recommend buying one if you don't own it already. This is a great price for sure. Anyways guys, overall this event week is pretty average. The only saving grace is really the bonus money on the Acid Lab, but only 4 vehicles on sale, no properties on sale, and only deadline as the other bonus money activity this week. I feel like if they would have maybe given us a property on sale, made the Acid Lab double money, and maybe the Fooligan missions from Dax as well double money, this probably would have made it much more of a well-rounded event week. But it seems Rockstar is just purposely giving us the bare minimum these past event weeks, which really is unfortunate. I'm hoping next week is better, but it's not looking all that great if I'm being honest. I'm not sure what's going on with Rockstar, but they definitely seem to be putting less effort and care into these event weeks, which is really concerning, but I guess it just is what it is. Now, I do know that Rockstar has confirmed we are getting a summer DLC and December DLC this year, so let's hope it gets better around that time. We should be getting the summer DLC in late July, so at least that's something to look forward to. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.